You hear about us using black-wooded deer lures branch butter all the time, but how do you actually use it? Let's talk about it. So I've had a few questions from people saying that they've heard us using it, they've seen the pictures, they know we've had success with it. They're going to get a tube themselves, but how do they actually apply it? So we're going to talk a little bit about, first off, what is branch butter and the actual communication behavior that they're doing that you're trying to replicate. So on a white-tail buck, they have a gland right in front of their eyes, as you can see right here on the illustration. This is the preorbital gland. And then they also have scents on the top of their head, their forehead gland, and they also chew and nibble, and they leave different scents of saliva and some different things that are left on the licking branch as a communication behavior to leave their scent so other bucks can smell it and they kind of know who's in the area. So branch butter is replicating that by using preorbital gland and forehead gland and other scents associated with a licking branch. And what it does is it brings an intruder buck's sense in the area. And now that buck is like, wait a second, I don't remember hanging out with this dude. I don't know who he is, and we need to figure out who's the big boy in the woods before it's time for the rut, because this could be ruining their breeding opportunities. So what this does is it triggers that territorial behavior as deer season comes along, for them to check the area more often, because they have to run into this guy. You can't just call them on the phone and be like, hey, meet me on the corner and we're going to settle this, right? They have to actually physically run into each other. So what's going to happen is, by using branch butter, they're going to start coming more often. They're going to start coming, instead of just once every couple, 2 or 3 days, they're going to start coming every day, a couple times a day, daytime hours. And then they're going to start, really starting to get anxious, and hey, we really have to settle this before the rut, right? So now you know kind of what it is and how it works. We're going to actually show you how to use it. So right here, I am literally standing right beside a backyard scrape, and this is literally in the backyard. As you can see right here, this is the licking branch located just above the scrape where they paw and they urinate. And as you can see, where they've nibbled on it and have brushed up against it. So what they're doing is they're leaving that preorbital, the forehead, and they're just kind of rubbing their face in the branch. So you guys have seen some videos out there and such, and you're kind of wondering why they're just kind of rubbing their face all in the branches. And that's what they're doing, is they are leaving preorbital forehead gland, and they're chewing. And as you can see on this little branch right here, you see how it's gnawed off on the end right there, and that's them, he got a hold of it and nibbled on a little bit. So you're going to take your branch butter, all right, you're going to open it up. Now it is sealed from the factory, and you just simply take that little seal off, okay? And then once we get it, now I have unfortunately tried to gnaw it off before. Don't do that, because if it squirts in your mouth, son, that's on you. I did not tell you to do that. All right, so once we get the seal off, okay, I'm gonna set this down right here and I'll pick that up in a second. All right, so once you get the seal off, you'll see the gel right there. And then what you're going to do is you're just simply going to put it on the licking branch itself. Now I put a little bit on there. I like, if you see where these joints are right here, I like to suspend it, kind of like catch it right there in that Y, right where it's like comes together. And really, honestly, that's all you have to do. I put a couple dabs on a couple other pieces right there, and honestly, that's really all you need. You don't really need to go crazy with it, but sometimes I put a little bit more than I need to. So as you see, the gel is sitting on the branches and the leaves, and now when the buck comes by and he smells it, he's gonna be like, who in the world is here? Now this is my backyard buck, so he's smelled branch butter before, and so he's probably going to come in here and he'll be like, oh God, another buck. Like, who in the world is here now? So the great thing about this is it triggers kind of that curiosity throughout the year on other bucks that are in the area. Once it gets closer to the rut, it turns into a territorial behavior where they are now using scrapes to assert their dominance in a certain territory. So by putting out branch butter, you are really picking a fight, and they are going to come more often, giving you more opportunities to harvest your target buck. So again, guys, I hope that helps show you how to use branch butter. And now that you actually know the behavior, the act that they're doing, you know, with the licking branch, now you understand how to use branch butter and the intended use of it. So licking branch over your scrape, put branch butter on it, and it'll be game on, guys. So good luck this season. I hope you kill a big one.